up, Flow Riders, and welcome to another edition of The Flow. I am your host, Doc Rock, along with my awesome co-host.
Hey, everyone, it's Katie.
Yay! All right, gang, listen, we got a lot to get into today. One of my favoriteest people, we met last year at camp, and I got a little bit of scoldings because I hadn't started my little newsletter thing, and then I did it. Well, okay, this is a good question I have. I'll bring this up. Half the people call it newsletter. Half the people call it like email list. They're kind of the same, but they're different. And I'm going to ask why. Okay, because I don't even know. And just, you know me, I hate weird nomenclature. Anyway, so so I listened to Liz. I started in January. I have my list about 800 people now. And it's, pretty crazy. It just do what it do. So let's do this real quick. You want to introduce the list?
Oh my goodness. If you don't know Liz, she was on Survivor. Let's just get that out of the way. But that aside, she is the fresh princess of email marketing, which makes my 90s loving heart just sing. And is one of the smartest, most friendliest, down-to-earth people that I have ever met. So if you've been sitting here for a while thinking like, I don't know about email, or I'm just a small podcast and I don't really know if I need email, Liz is going to change your mind. You do. You absolutely do. The answer to today's question is yes. So without further ado, let's welcome Liz to the show.
Oh my gosh. Hey, friends.
Yay. Hey, how's it going?
It's going great after those introductions. Thanks so much. I was like, who's the guest today? Oh my gosh. This is so awesome.
You always crack me up. This is like wonderful timing because, as I said kind of before we kicked off today's recording, I just got back from this event in Orlando and all about marketing and kind of how to build and grow your business. Podcasting was a huge part of it, but the other biggest, if not bigger topic was email and email marketing and the power of email, and just the stats were like mind-blowing, for lack of a better term, mind-blowing as to like the impact, the reach. It's an owned space. So I'm so thrilled that you were willing and able to join us today, because I feel like it's one of those things that a lot of people are probably like, well, I'm doing my best with my podcast, but I don't need any of that like marketing stuff until later. So email's an important one.
Yeah, I love it. I have a very two things. I have a visceral conversation, and I just want to get your insight or your validation on. I think a lot of people think that if they create an email list or email newsletter, see, my brain just mixes these words up, that no one's going to watch it because they throw so many in the trash. And I'm always like, it's the same with marketing, right? People say they can't stand commercials. People say they hate marketing. But if you ask them what was their favorite commercial, they can tell you. Because it's not that they hate them, they don't like bad ones. Something that's good, they know exactly what it is. They can sing the song or do the jingle, or you look great today. Wouldn't even like McDonald's, but you'll know those commercials or whatever, right? Or everybody remembers the Apple, I'm a Mac, I'm a PC commercials, right? So is it on the right base to assume that it's not that people don't want emails, they just don't want junk ones? Or bad ones. I say junk because that's the Hawaii word for terrible.
I mean, junk is junk. I have a junk folder. I use Outlook as my personal email, and it literally says junk. So you're on the right track there. We don't hate email. We hate bad email. We actually go to our inbox, go to our email to solve problems, right? If you're looking for a bill, if you're looking for a login, if you're looking for when is Flow again? I know it goes live today. What's the time? You probably just very quickly, rather than searching up Facebook, this is going to take you forever. You go to your inbox. So the inbox is just like the mailbox, right? Like Doc said, we throw away that junk mail. Oh gosh, Doc, he moved out years ago. I don't even know that guy, right? This is a bill. I know I don't have to open that yet. Oh my gosh, Katie sent me something? That's weird. I can't wait to open it, right? And we open that. Like, I've been getting Creator Camp mail. I've been getting my t-shirts and some other swag. And I tear open right away, right? Because I'm excited. We do the exact same thing in our inbox. It's like, oh, that's junk. I'm going to, spam, delete, unsubscribe. oh my gosh, Ecamm sent me something. Liz Wilcox sent me something. I wonder what's inside. I've got to open it right away.
I love that. I think
I'm taking this note because we go to the inbox to solve problems. Yo, that is a glorious gem right there. And it's true. I go all the time to look for something, right? I don't really like to go to check email per se because it's normally just heinous crap. But I definitely go there to look for the things that I store. And sometimes I mail myself things I need to remember because I know it's in the inbox and it will live there.
Dude, I do the same thing.
Serial numbers, passwords.
I email myself all the time. Or I'll forward, because I have a few different inboxes. And so I'll forward like, oh, that's in the wrong inbox. Let me forward that. And I put it in a folder or whatever. Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah. Same. I also like star and like organize emails as well. So that was absolutely true. I think as far as keeping those emails, it is the go-to place to get that information.
And I'll share one more thing about the inbox versus social media, right? Because if we've got a podcast or some kind of video YouTube thing going on, we want to grow it on social media, right? But when we think about our listeners and our viewers, when they're on social, this is a very passive way of interacting on the internet. The algorithm is sort of feeding us what it thinks we want to see. It's trying to keep us on, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, right? And again, when we open up our inbox, it's like Doc said, I'm going there to search for something. I'm looking for the thing I sent myself. I'm looking for that, I know I need to write my email. I know Liz sent me something yesterday. Let me scroll down and find that, right? So it's a very active part of the brain, which is why, or one of the reasons why it can be so effective, right? It can be, oh my gosh, Katie sent me something. Oh, Doc sent me something. Liz sent me something, right? It's an active part of the brain and you actively have to choose it over and over and over again versus, on social media, oh, I follow someone that's, that didn't take much consent. And now, the algorithm is trying to show me similar things.
This is a really good question that's coming in from my Crafty Adventures, and also one that I wanted to kick off with. So so you Crafty Adventures and I are on the same page here. For those of us who have like a small, brand new channel, or maybe it's not all that big of a channel or show, we're all like, I don't have any idea what I would use an email list for. As you're starting to think about email, what are those first emails you would send? What would you be using it for if you're a podcaster or if you're a show host?
Yeah. So number one, you're using it. So eventually you're going to get sponsors and they're going to ask you, how big is your email list? It's really the only way, because guess what? Sponsorships and things, they're looking for more than just how many downloads. They want to know the impact you have with your audience. They want to know that you can directly reach them, and you can directly reach them with an email list. So first and foremost, if you don't think you're going to sell products, if you don't think, you have anything to say, if and when you want to get partnerships, deals, sponsorships, etc., those companies want your email list, and you're going to be able to command a lot higher price than the typical whatever X, $5 for 1,000 downloads, or I don't know the standard. It's really low. But when you have that email list, when you can say, actually, I know exactly who my customers are or my listeners are because I have them on a list. I interact with them more on more than one touch point. Then they're going to, take you more seriously. You'll be able to command more dollars. The second thing I want to iterate to Katie and the craft bloggers, Crafty Adventures.
Yeah, my Crafty Adventures. I love it.
That with your email list, again, you care about downloads, right? So you can have direct access to the people who are listening. You can surprise and delight them with extra episodes, extra content, behind the scenes exclusivity, and just getting them back to you. Let me tell you something. I am not an what's the word I'm looking for? I don't listen to podcasts a lot. But if I listen to your podcast and you have a great incentive to sign up, I sign up over there. Not everyone is a huge podcast listener, but they might be listening to you because that's all you're giving them, right? And so I'm the type, when I listen to a podcast, if I like what you have to say, I want to join your email list because I prefer reading. That's a much simpler way for me. I'm a music girly. I'm constantly listening to music. I don't want to listen to a podcast. I don't want to learn. I want to learn through reading. And so thinking about who your listeners are even and making sure you have different touch points, different ways of interacting with them is really super, super important.
Yeah,
Bingo.
absolutely. I think that's like perfectly said. And it's also, I've been feeling this more and more with my own show. I've started to set things up, but I haven't yet kind of launched or started promoting my email list. But for us, and on the VHS Club podcast that I do, I was like, I just need a way to be able to communicate with the people that I know want to show up live for my recording process. Like if for some reason, we're not able to do an episode that night, or we need to change the time, or I have a special guest on, I want to give them the opportunity to provide input before we record the show. You're missing that communication channel if you don't have email. It's like you could post that on your social pages, but how many of your actual fans are going to hear that? So it's really your only actual real, it's going to work every time connection point. That's a two-way connection point with your audience as well. Because otherwise, you're just trusting on all the algorithms to get your content to where it needs to be. So I've just been feeling
it's also something
I'm missing that.
Something a little trippy is I haven't done this for a while. I always forget about it, but then I get them all the time. So everyone depends, for instance, YouTubers, right? I'm going to go live. They depend on the YouTube algorithm to tell everybody that you went live so they can come and catch you. But the smart people will send out an email that says, I'm going to be live at XYZ time, even if it's on the same day. So I was doing something yesterday and I got a notification that one of the people I follow was going to be live in 45 minutes. And I'm like, that came to my phone. And because I have Gmail set to notify the screen, I see that. The YouTube ones, because of people commenting on my video on the iPhone, they become just a YouTube bar. You got 17 notifications, right? Or you got, somebody dropped a new video kind of thing. So I try to turn those off, but it's all the notifications of just comments on my videos and Ecamm videos. So I don't even see those notifications, but I see the Gmail thing pop up, and then I went to go to the live stream, and then I remember to chime in and see my friends, say what's up to the crew. So it's actually brilliant, and I always forget to do it. So
I want to tell you, so something I learned, and y'all listen up, especially if you're growing on YouTube. I have learned from a very reliable source, and you can probably Google it. I just had no idea. You know how we get on and we're like, subscribe, ring the bell, right? If you have that, bell ringer on for more than 3 creators, YouTube will stop sharing that they are going live. They will only do the top 3, the most recent 3 that you have subscribed to. So if you subscribed, ring my bell 2 years ago, you're no longer getting my notifications at all. So podcasters, YouTubers, creators, we absolutely have to have another way to speak to our people, to notify them, hey, we're going live. Hey, we're doing a premiere. Hey, we've got this bonus episode. Hey, Doc is coming on the show. What questions do you have for him? Because guess who YouTube serves? Guess who Instagram serves, etc. They're serving themselves and what is best for their company. And you need to do what is best for your show. And that is start your email list.
Bingo.
This is so true. This event that I was just at, one of the speakers was talking about email. And one of the things that they do that I thought was so genius is they've actually eliminated all other CTAs, calls to actions in their show. The only thing that they are asking their people to do is sign up for the email list. Because once they have that connection point and they're creating that great content, those people are going to go back to their website. Those people are going to leave a review. Those people, all those other things. And I'm so guilty of this. I'm always like, go back to our website and also check us out on Instagram. And also please leave us a review. And here are all and that's too much for a listener. That's too much for a viewer that list is too big. But one thing hey, sign up for my email list. I'm not going to spam you. I'm going to give you all the information that you need about this show. That's an easy ask. One link, one QR code in the video, one ask. And then you can put things behind it too. Like some of them were doing like, giveaways where it was like, hey, I really want to be able to let you know what's upcoming with the show. Sign up for my email. You'll automatically be entered to win this thing. But it's all like the one message is just email. Just everything else can go through email later. Email's the one thing. And it's so obvious, but so simple.
It's just so simple. It just might work, right? And I want to say, when we're talking about podcasts and shows, y'all, it's all about community, right? I want to feel part of something. I mean, I love the Ecamm fam, and I was so excited when they finally decided to do a live event. I was like, I don't care where it is, whatever, I'm signing up, because I've been using Ecamm for years and years and years. And I think I told Jeff C., who introduced me to Ecamm, I was like, I feel like I'm not part of the community and I want to be a part of the community. So I went to the event, right? And with shows, with podcasts, it's the same. People want to be a part of the community. So if you can call them to action, hey, the community, the exclusivity, is over here on the email list. If you're, a real one, like if you really want to be a part of the community, that, we do things over on the email list. That's going to give them more than enough incentive to sign up. And it's also going to really forge that community.
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much sense. And it's funny because this is what we do as creators. A lot of people, we think things are harder than they really are, and we overcomplicate them. And then
speaking directly to me,
we legit spend so much time working on a complicated problem that is not actually a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we all do this in some form or fashion. And so I definitely say, and Katie is right. Like, if you listen to all the YouTube people, they tell you to ask people to like and subscribe. And Mary Lou and I made it a point on our show. We don't introduce ourselves. We don't ask for likes. We don't ask for subscribes. We don't say at the very end of the show, we're like, I'm Doc. If you want to know more, you can find us here. Mary Lou, you want to know more, you can find us here. That's it. But I think because it gives you I'm going to give you all of this stuff and I'm not going to ask you for anything vibe. And then the people feel guilty after a while. They don't know they feel guilty, but they just do. Because they're like, this person keeps giving me all this stuff and I have no way to give something back. So I guess I can click this little button or share this with somebody or join this list, right? Okay, so let's just clear up a nomenclature thing. Is there a real difference between quote unquote newsletter, quote unquote email list? Because I feel like what you said is not a newsletter. What you said is Liz got some shit to say. Sorry, Louise, bleep that out.
I have that effect on people. So that for me, okay, so if we want to, let me get my glossary out. An email list is a list of email addresses that have consented. Katie gave me her email address. Andy in the chat gave me his email address. I've got Paul, Mark, they're on my email list. That's the email list, like the literal list. Now, what do we send them? We send them newsletters or email broadcasts. You can use those sort of interchangeably. And those are the emails. Hey, this is what's going on this week. Ecamm's got a great newsletter. I'm sure it comes out on Mondays. It's like, what's going on this week in Ecamm? I'm like, oh, let me check out what's live. That is a typical email newsletter. But they also send out broadcasts that aren't, the typical roundup that you would think a newsletter would be, where, they're pushing out, hey, that we've got creator camp going on. Hey, we're doing this challenge. Hey, we're going to do 10 days of free swag. You better open up your email because, I tried to get so much free swag. I got 0. That's okay.
No.
That's okay. But that is the power of the email list, because I went on to purchase swag after and they were training me every day to open that email as soon as possible so I could maybe get a free mug, right? Like, but the mug is cool and I don't have it and I want it, right? So I'm going to buy it anyway. That's the power of the email list. And that's kind of the differentiation of terms there. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really helpful. And even as you're talking, I'm like, oh man, like sometimes again, like Doc said, I overcomplicate things because I feel like we spend so much time, even at Ecamm, talking about like, our community is, in this Facebook group, our community is in this Discord. And I forget that like, and I am the person that, similar to you, Liz, like I like to read things. I live and die by my email, but your community is also your email list. Not to say like you don't necessarily need to have those other spaces if that's what makes sense for your audience, but yeah, there are lots of people that are part of the Ecamm fam. There are lots of people that are flow riders that, that are never in our Facebook group or never in our Discord space, but they're seeing our emails. They feel part of the community, and we're engaging them in that different way. So I think I never think of email as community, but email is absolutely community. So it's certainly, I think if we change that perspective too, I think we can also approach email differently, which is kind of the next set of questions, at least that I have, is like, how do you send emails that aren't junk, that don't suck, that people want to read? How often do you do it? How do you approach kind of your email plan and building that out?
Yeah. So first and foremost, when someone joins your email list, you want to welcome them the same way you have a run of show, the same way you introduce a guest when you've got one. It's very much, is that my feedback? Sorry. Okay.
No, that's the Katie. Okay. It's the lunch bell.
It's the lunch horn in Amesbury.
We're in a working town.
And that's lunch. I'll see you guys later.
And I'm out. So you want to welcome your subscribers on the same way you would welcome a guest on the show, or the same way you welcome your listeners. Hey, you're listening to this show. Today we're going to talk about these topics. I'm going to bring in so-and-so, etc. You have to welcome your subscribers. And then from there, you're going to send, I would recommend weekly newsletters, or, what's the frequency of your show, right? And podcast hosts and the like have an advantage here. You already have your content that you're going to put out, but to make it extra valuable, again, is that community piece. So in your emails, make sure you share a little bit of personality, the same way you share a little bit on your show. You share that you are invested in your readers, your listeners, your viewers, right? Hey, I finally got a new mic. I got a new background. I got new glasses. I finally got Doc on my show, right? Like, share the things that you are doing for your show, for your listeners, that show, hey, I'm invested in you. Because once they know that you are invested, they will invest back. How? They will listen to your show. They'll subscribe, they'll leave a review, they'll share with a friend, they'll do all the things you ask, but you have to first be invested in them and show that in the newsletter. And again, it can be super, super simple. So I said personality, invest, and then just share in a relatable way, right? What was relatable was that lunch bell going on. We've all had things in a live stream that have happened where it's like, I think Ecamm, they still sell the shirt that says you're on mute, right? What is more relatable? I did that on sound check, guys. I was like, okay, I'm not going to switch scenes because I don't even know which one I just clicked on that turned my mic off. It's incredibly relatable to their audience. So what are some relatable things that you can share in your newsletter? And quick tip, these are super simple because being a human is a shared experience. So I walked the dog. My live stream didn't work. I spilled coffee on my t-shirt today. My fridge broke and the plumber or whatever's on his way right now. I've got 20 minutes to write this email. Those are all really relatable things. Do they have anything to do with your show? Absolutely not. But they have everything to do with building that community we've been talking about.
That's so true.
Absolutely.
It's really true. And, and it's funny. Again, if you ask somebody like, hey, what was the most coolest thing that happened this summer? They're going to get into telling you what happened. But the first thing that comes to mind for any person, if you ask them to relive something, they will hit you with something that has an emotional context. No one's going to say it was 78 degrees on August 3rd.
Amen.
Like, first of all, because it wasn't. It was like 100 something. But like, no matter who you ask, kid, adult, old person, whatever, they will hit you with something emotional. So I would agree with you, Liz. People don't add their personality because they're so busy trying to be perfect or seem like this like expert or something. And you can absolutely be an expert and still be a goofball.
I'm living proof.
Right?
Look at me.
Like,
look at this mullet. Look at this mullet.
I think
I
we're
got
all
going
living
on.
proof of that.
right. I think of some of the people that we resonate with the most, the reason why we resonate them. And if you ask somebody, well, why do you like so and so and so? Oh, they're so real. Okay, so why are you trying to sell your product and service sitting up here, suit and tie, like, ladies and gentlemen, back in ancient Mesopotamia, if you buy my course for $9.95, I will be able to allow you to grow your wealth to like extreme potential. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's not you. It's never been you. Like, stop playing.
Well,
Like,
shout
stop playing.
shout
Who you
out
playing with?
Mesopotamia and the gang.
Anyone who's playing Doc's Mesopotamia drinking game is just having the time of their life right now.
Underwater basket
Yes.
weaving. That's my other favorite. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's really crazy. And I go to the things that we tell ourselves. If you saw somebody say that to one of your friends, you would probably want to clock them. If someone said the things you say to yourself to your child, you would want to clock them. So why do you say stupid stuff to yourself?
Amen.
Yeah. There are some awesome questions coming in, and so I want to make sure we don't miss any of them. So, I'm gonna paraphrase this question that came in earlier, but it's like it is really hard to know where to get started with email. So if you are like, okay, Liz, you've just convinced me, but I'm a fairly new podcast. I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I probably don't have a huge budget. How do I start with this?
Well, you don't really need much of a budget. I will say an email service provider is an expense, not an investment. Like, you absolutely have to have it. And there are some things in your business that are just expenses versus buying a course that's an investment. Yep. Okay. So let's get that fact straight. But there are, even Kit, formerly known as ConvertKit, has freemium accounts, right? Flowdesk is another low-cost alternative. There's lots of low-cost email service providers. And since you're starting out, you have 0 subscribers, guess what? It's probably going to be free. So that is great news for you. Now, to start out, what do you say? And I know a lot of people were also asking, like, how do you stay consistent and things like that? Really, in your newsletter, just, again, you've already got the content, right? You've got a show or some type of like weekly or daily content, right? And so in your newsletter, just say, hey, Doc, Liz here checking in with you. My fridge broke, but the plumber's on his way. I've got 20 minutes, which is good because I needed to email you and I needed to publish the latest episode. This episode is all about XYZ. I think you should listen to it because ABC reason. All right, the plumber's here. Bye. I just wrote your newsletter for you. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes. It's that personal update. Again, something you've done since the last time you emailed, that personality, that investment piece. Segue into the content, get the heck out of there. It's a newsletter, not a novel. If you don't have time to write it, chances are your audience doesn't have time to read it. So just keep it simple.
That's another shirt right there, Doc. It's a newsletter.
I need merch.
Listen, it is so crazy because, okay, the one question I get every single time is, oh, what mic should I start with? Okay, cool. That in itself is 75 different newsletters because you can be like, hey, this week the pick is if you have a very deep, bassy voice, and this is the type of mic you should be looking for. If you don't have a deep, bassy voice, I'll send you an update soon. All right,
Perfect.
Boom. Now they're intrigued. Now they're stuck. You just broke the pattern. Next one. All right, if you have, like super, super low budget, but you want to sound sexy, boom, you want a Shure MV6. Period.
Hang
Point
on, I
blank.
need to write
Don't bother
that down.
shopping.
What?
This is it.
I need to sound sexy.
Liz will be right back.
You know what I mean? Like and it's that simple. It literally is that simple. And for the person that's My Crafty Adventures, I'm just starting out. Everybody who's where you think you are, somebody's just starting. And I want to know, like when I walk into Michael's, how do I know what's on sale, what's never coming back, what's on clearance, whatever. If you know that, 77, 88, 99 Costco trick for Michael's, tell me that. Because every time I go to Michael's with Louise, people think we're a couple, and then the lady gives us seats.
Yeah. And I want to say, as far as, because I know, it's easy for me to just get on the mic and be like, oh, it's so easy. I just wrote that newsletter for you. But I really want to go back to what the facilitator said about staying consistent. And really, that's the same as how do you stay consistent with your show, with your content?
How you stay consistent with breathing?
Give a crap, right? Like for me, email is a money-making activity. And I love money. I need money. My stomach needs money. My kid needs money. My truck needs money. Creator Camp needs money. That airplane needs money. This mic needs money. These headbands, this forehead ain't gonna dress itself. I need money. And so when I have connected email to money, right? Whether it's I'm going to get larger sponsorship deals and brand deals because I have this email list, or it's I need to get more YouTube ad revenue. So therefore I need to be pushing out my show when I go live to the previous people that have watched, or it's I'm going to finally open up my Patreon or my membership or my course. Once I said, oh, email is the answer to all of that, I'm going to be able to do all of that with one email. Shoot, forget the rest.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Man,
loving it.
listen,
everyone has their little money bags.
I love it.
I have to give you flowers on something. I got to give you flowers on something that absolutely cracked me up. Now, people, I don't want to spoil it because if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. But on the very first episode of the last season when Liz was on, they're in the water with her team. They're all getting to know each other. And then, what do you do? And Liz is like, I teach people how to send emails on the internet and, make, millions of dollars doing that. Had 4 businesses I sold to. And they were like, oh, that's cute. And then in the shade corner, they were like, man, I don't know what she's talking about. She no way she did that shit. I was like, man, I was on mic in the house, right? Kara's looking at me, and I was like, she just messed up. You have no idea. You have no idea. She told you the facts. And because it's so simple, going back to what I said 10 minutes ago, because it's so simple, people don't think it's real. And little do they know, they stupid. Because, yes, the simple stuff works. You breathe and you drink water every day. Whether you like it or not, you just do so. Mm-hmm. So your consistency can be just that simple. Put it on the same level of survivability, no pun intended, of I need to drink this water, I need to eat this food, I need to send this list or this mail so that I can keep getting the money to eat this water.
He's doing great.
You figured it out.
And I see something in the chat, like a joke about I'm only writing you because I need money. That's not, y'all, we didn't get on this content creator thing because we just want cash. I know that, right? And so when you lead with a servant's heart, when you know, like, hey, I want to invest in you, I want to relate to you, I'm creating this content for you, the money will come. But you ask specifically, how do I stay consistent? Well, my stomach keeps me consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your reason. It's your reason to be. Yeah. I mean, there's also so many, like, the cool thing about, as you said, about like podcasts and shows specifically, that it's already like it's one extra checkbox on your checklist, right? Like you've planned your show, you've scheduled your show, you recorded your show, you email people to let them know about your show. You like it's the one, wherever you want to put it in your checklist, but it's one extra box in your checklist. So it's not like it's some huge, like, in itself separate giant thing you need to do. It's one checkbox left in you. Maybe it even takes a couple of other checkboxes out of there too. Who knows? Oh
my God, Andy, Applebee's is disgusting. Anyway, if you want to know what's important to you, go hide in the wood for a month. And then you'll figure out real quick what you actually miss versus what you tell yourself is important to you. So Liz has some contact. She can hook you up.
I love that you brought that up because I joke about money and, I need this because I need money. And that's just that's my practical brain. But speaking to what Doc said, I did go disappear in the woods for 30 days. And I was starving on an island and screaming about hamburgers and showing my ugliest parts of myself. And you know what? I missed my family, of course, that's a given. But I really missed my people too. I missed my community. I missed, Doc and Katie and all, I can think of hundreds of customers of mine that I missed serving them. And I couldn't wait to get home, recover, and get back to business because I have built an email list of people that I actually like. Again, how? Because I'm invested in them. I'm relating to them. I'm creating content that I care about and that they care about. And that's the beauty of the email list is you have so much, I don't know, there's so much mutual, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? You have so much in common, right? You have so many mutual interests. You have similar, like I get on and, I'm only semi-pro. Like, look at the way my camera looks compared to Doc and Katie. Like, it ain't it, right? Who knows if my mic is turned on? Only Luis knows, right? But I'm attracting those kinds of people that are like, you know what? Yeah, I just got to get it done, right? And super polished people, they might come in and come out, right? And so I've built this business, built this email list specifically for people that like me and for people that I like too.
Look, I want to point something out. Somebody in the chat was just talking about this is a very good comment from Repton Tech. Email has always been a moneymaker. $1 billion companies invest in these, solopreneurs. Like everybody says this. Yo, if you fly JetBlue, you got an email an hour ago.
Period.
And you get one from them a couple times a week. But you know what you're not going to do? I'm sick of them sending me email. I'm not going to fly JetBlue. When something comes up and you got to catch a flight, you know who's top of mind? Those irritating people who constantly email you about flying JetBlue, right? Yeah. So if these guys aren't doing it because they have to, they're doing it because it works. No $1 billion company is wasting money sending you. So my emails that I just looked just now, who sent me what, right? Alaska Airlines, Pat Flynn, poor little out for my man, JetBlue, and MLB, because go Sox, and then Oakley and Anchor. So you know what I did with every one of those companies? I spent money. They got a brand new set of Oakleys I just picked up in Japan. They followed me to Japan. So just know that they work. And going back to something that My Crafty Adventure said, I still have a hard time believing people care about what I say. Well, the easiest way to solve that? Don't say nothing. You'll find out. Okay. But you have to say something for them to care. So you're saying this because you haven't attempted it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. First of all, that's wild to me because as a podcast host, they're literally listening to you. They want more. And so email is so awesome. And maybe this will help you shed the imposter syndrome that I keep seeing in the comments. Email is consent-based marketing. I consent to hear more from Katie. I love VHSs. I love movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. My gosh, I can't get enough. No one in my personal life understands it, but wow, does Katie. I want to hear more. That is what is going through my head when I opt in. I opt in. You hear me? I consent to hear more from Katie. And that is what every single subscriber on your email list has done. Remember all the way at the beginning of the episode, maybe a half an hour ago, I know it was a long time ago, but we talked about this active form of being in the inbox. It's so much different than the algorithm. We are actively searching for things. We are actively opting in. And so you're not an imposter. This person said, I want to hear more for whatever reason. So you're just fulfilling that need for them and you're fulfilling your promise of giving them more.
Yeah. Yeah. We really, I just heard, I know Doc believes it's not a thing, but I just heard an entire presentation on imposter syndrome. And the truth behind it is that it is a human condition that we all have and feel. There's not a single person out there that doesn't see someone else or something else and think, oh, I'm not as good as that. I'm not as good as that person. I wish I was doing that thing differently. I'm not good at this. No one really thinks I'm a video expert. No one really thinks I'm a podcaster. We all feel it. So you have to get through it. And there are tactics
Katie,
and techniques to get through it, but you have to get through it.
You just said what I've been trying to say this whole time.
Yeah.
What do we call imposter syndrome in 1984? High school.
Yeah.
You didn't have a name for it. So you just did what you did. But 4 or 5 years ago when the pandemic came up, and again, Dr. Rosenkranz wrote that paper eons ago, but it bubbled up about 2019. And then everybody started making podcasts and talks about it. Now, all these people all of a sudden had some crap that you've basically had since you were a child. Why do kids hide behind their parents' leg while they check to see if it's safe? Like legit, like you're making up stuff that you're putting a label on and you're giving yourself a condition that's not really a thing. Everyone breathes. You're not different, right? You are a nitrogen breather, right? So you tell yourself crazy stuff. No, I'm an oxygen breather. Guess what? You also breathe nitrogen, homie. But because I said you're a nitrogen breather, your visceral reaction is no, I breathe oxygen. And I'm like, Biznatch, check out what's in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. People could attach themselves to these really dumb things. And even if it was 100% legit and you could buy a gallon of it at the store, it doesn't serve you. So don't drink that noise. I can buy gasoline. I don't drink that crap because it doesn't serve me. Water and whiskey serve me.
This is why, so I hope you all, and you can play this back because these videos become a replay video and a podcast episode, but back it up, rewind it in Liz and I's 90 terms, rewind it and listen. That email is the perfect answer to those feelings because it is opt-in. There are no vanity metrics to email. There are only actual metrics there. The amount of people who are sitting in your email list are people that are choosing to hear from you. So if you are not serving them, that's the thing that you should be feeling bad about. If you have that, if you've spent the time and built that email list and people have opted in, then you almost have a requirement, a checkbox on your to-do list to give them the information that they have asked for. They have asked to receive information from you. So it's almost in many ways like a solution to all of those feelings is really making sure that if you've built the show, then you should have an email list to be able to connect with them. People are opting in and choosing to spend time with you. So how dare you assume that they don't want to hear from you?
It's when we're creating this content, we want people to listen. If we saw this audience that we're building, that's a very exciting thing. So to know not only are people listening, but you have that direct line to them. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Mm-hmm. And you'll know if you do go back and rewind this episode, never once did I say, oh, in your emails, you should be giving tips and tricks and make sure it's 3 paragraphs and, beginning, middle, and end. A lot of that imposter syndrome around writing your emails is just maybe you don't feel like a writer, right? And I'm here to tell you, leave the writing to the writers. Again, just get in, get to the point, and get out of there. It's a newsletter, not a novel. I will reiterate that. I will one day get merch for it. Maybe I'll be selling mugs, all of that. But it's
I'll set you up. I'll set you up at camp.
I was going to say, Doc.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, people, I want to give everybody something that you need to know right now. Is last year we were at camp and we're having beverages at Happy's. I'll be hosting a dinner there. Hoppy's, sorry. I'll be hosting a dinner there this week or next week, and we got to discussing Liz's email membership. And then when she told us, Luis, myself, Ken, we had this look on our face like, wait, what? And then she was like, yeah. And then so I did it. I legit came straight home and did it. It is the most expensive thing you'll ever do in tech. No, it's not. It's $9 a month, period, point blank, end the story. When there's a special, it's $108 a year, which I think is the same thing. I can't add.
It is.
Anyway, guys, it is hands down the best thing I did last year. I got a brand new Rodecaster video sitting here. I got Shure SM7DB. I helped make a mic, the MV6. I did all kind of cool stuff. Been in Japan twice, the whole 9. But the best thing I did was I decided to redo my list because I lost my list of almost 5,000 because I'm an idiot. And then I said, who cares? I'll just start over. It's not that big a deal. I did it once. I'll do it again. So this time I got Liz's email membership. $10, homie. Like, you spent that on the coffee and a half and one of them crappy Applebee burgers, Andy. Just do it. If you want to know how to get started, what you need to do, just do it. And I'm going to tell you one thing that you're going to discover, which is the number one thing I learned from your course, Liz. The way that you just pop up in your house, just sit there and say what you got to say, the information is solid. Me here, I would freak out and make my studio look all this and that and do all this other crazy stuff, and then it's still in my head. And Liz was just like, no, the information is more important than what anybody's going to think about my Funko Pop on the back table, but I got to tell you something. And she just tells you. And she doesn't get caught up in the minutia. And she says what I say it all the time, like, just make the content, like, it's in the course. Like, you're not like putting this somewhere, but it's valuable as hell. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm intrigued. I'm absorbing every inch of what you say. So Liz, the one thing she really helped do is help uncrack the stop overthinking crap and just do the work, just put it out. And it's very valuable. So just do me a favor. I don't care what else you do today. Just go sign up for that. And then I guarantee you'll be fine. If you're not fine, me, Doc, not Liz, I will give you every damn stitch of your money back. Take that.
Okay.
All right, let's share that link then, because we're here in the wrap up time anyway. So it's a great time to let people know about your website, your email list, and your podcast, because you're a new podcaster too.
So of course I'm an email marketer. So Doc was just talking about my email marketing membership. It's $9 and it answers that question. What the heck do I write? How do I be consistent? Y'all, I'm a writer. I just told you don't have to be. I literally write the emails for you. They're plug and play templates. You can take them and make them your own every single week without fail. That's $9. You can go directly to lizwilcox.com. There's a yellow bar at the top that says, did you hear about that $9 thing? You can click that and check it out. Or just like Andy, he joined my list for free. Again, lizwilcox.com. There's a hot pink button that you can check out. It's going to give you 3 newsletter samples if you're a skeptic directly from my membership. It's also going to give you some welcome sequence templates and some subject lines to get you started. Y'all, writing from scratch totally sucks. So just let me do it for you. LizWilcox.com has everything you need. And of course, Katie mentioned my podcast. So I do have a podcast now. It's called the Email Sound Booth. It's just quick, usually 5 to 20 minute episodes. If y'all want to see like me in action, what Doc was just talking about, go to YouTube and find, it's like youtube.com/the Liz Wilcox. Y'all, my video podcast is literally me just reading my script with my Ecamm frame. It's so bad. It's so ugly. But the content, not to toot my own horn, is so good. So it's called the Email Sound Booth. It's brand new. Check it out.
Oh my
Man,
gosh.
listen.
Every moment we spend with you is great. I just love it. I always learn a lot.
And I gotta say, like, I just had this happen yesterday. I'm at the end of my bag of Stacy's, you know, those bagel chips. And it's all the crunchy pieces. You know what? They taste just as good as the big ones. As a matter of fact, I like it better. So, like, people get so twisted over, like, things like that. But, like, a crushed bag of chips tastes just as good as a full one. You just gotta, tilt it back to the head.
I love that. And the last thing I'll say, because I know we got to wrap up. So my podcast is brand new. It launched, I think, 15 days ago, and I'm already at over 3,000 downloads. And that's because of my email list, guys, because I've built a community on my email list, and I've only sent my podcast out 2 times to my email list. So just once a week, hey, don't forget I got this podcast. I already have 11 reviews, over 3,000 downloads. The email list really is where it's at, and that's where I want to leave you today.
Congratulations and thank you again. And I'm so excited because even though I'm sad this is over, I get to see you in a couple weeks. So I'm like, it's fine. I'll take my Liz hiatus for a little bit, let you get some work done, and then we'll be back in real life in a couple of weeks.
I'm legit telling you guys, like, seriously, just do the email membership thing. And I know you're going to go through which service. This is what everybody does when they're procrastinating learning. Which service? Which is the best? What should I do? Whatever. Just use ConvertKit. Just trust me. I tried 5 of them. And I'm at ConvertKit. Just use ConvertKit. It's not even worth wasting your time. You can change later if I'm wrong, but just use ConvertKit. I can't say that enough. It's stop procrastinating. Just do the damn thing.
Ditto.
Yeah. I'm gonna start my email list today. I was already on the verge anyway, but I was in, like Doc was saying, like this kind of overthinking, and I'm like, I'll do that once I've done XYZ thing. No,
I love it.
Just gonna get it done and get it up.
I feel like DJ Khaled right now. Another one. Like, this is great.
Another one.
Speaking of DJ Khaled, Luis, let's go to the promo screen. Look at Luis, DJ Khaled. Sorry. Let's hit the promo screen, homie. All right. So the flow, you can find out more about the flow. And I swear I want to be less ranty, but this one is way too easy, so I had to rant. Anyway, go to flow.ecamm.com and check out what we have. And yeah, don't forget, like, please send us your questions or whatever in a what's that thing called? Voicemail. And then we can answer you. There you go. Jesus. We also like to thank Captivate. Captivate is where we host this show. It is the bomb. It's on the same level of ConvertKit. Like, you're going to be looking for a podcast host, just use Captivate. Save yourself the drama. Don't call nobody's mama. And never mind. Just go to captivate.fm. It is really the best because they help you grow your podcast, and that is it. Like, there's no special fancy sales talk. I'm just telling you point blank, it is designed to help you grow your podcast. And then last but not least, my ultimate favorite thing of the week right now, it's been about 8 months, is Scenery. Scenery is hands down I don't like editing. Cool. Call your boy. Let's get on Scenery. I will show you. It is the easiest video editor in the planet. It makes your job easy. And now they have AI clips. But the advantage of Scenery with their AI clips is it's an editor, like I said. So when you get one of those AI clips that's almost it, but ain't, just slide down to the timeline, make a little minor adjustments with your edit because it's the easiest editor in the planet. And now you can publish killer content using Scenery and just tell them the flow sent you. Bingo, bango, pickle, mango. The flow is done.
We did it. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thanks
to
Liz.
All of the flow writers for hanging out. Thanks to Doc and Luis for being awesome. Thanks to everyone.
Guys, you know what it's time for? Flow Riders out.